GM, we are live. We are very much under the weather. I put on a sweatshirt because I was shivering, and now I am so hot. But we're going to do our best. I can't promise this is going to be a very long stream. I hopped in a DBQ to see where we were at, and it was waiting for 2, so I just hung out, and the timing couldn't be better. I'm here in the 12 hole. But yeah, good morning, everyone. Chris, GM Candles, your Tuesday. Yes, well, other than being quite sick, I got a wicked fever I'm working on here. Joel, GM, hey, Mr. Worth, GM to you, appreciate you. Pat Moore, GM, Pat Moore famously predicted the Josh Allen breakout, and so kudos to you. I saw you were charging late. I know you didn't quite get there, but I was pulling for you last week in the dog bowl. I ended up slightly over the field on Josh Allen, but just didn't pair him with enough. My best lineup was an Allen lineup, but it also had Josh Jacobs on it. So that pretty much tanked any hope of making any noise last week. Invest in emergency packets and peppermint herbal tea. Yeah, I need to get in the tea game. I definitely need to do that. GM, go AZ Cards. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Let me pull up the board. I did a few of these when the contest first opened, and I have yet to get a pick less than 5. And I feel like there's, especially, I feel like there's a top 3. I feel like Gibbs, Taylor, and Bijan are pretty big tier break. We see Amon-Ra going at 2 here. That's a little unusual, at least as far as the rooms I've been in. But I would definitely love to get a little bit of Gibbs, Taylor, and Bijan. In fact, normally I think Taylor's the 1.1. So a little bit strange here. A little bit strange to see that. We still, again, we're very early in the week. We haven't seen the ADPs adjust for the elite quarterbacks. Although, if Chad Matchkey's taking Jalen Hurts at 9, I don't know. I feel like that's early. I'm surprised he didn't grab him at 16 because I think he still would have been there. But interesting stuff there. Again, I haven't really seen quarterbacks go in the first round, but if Hurts is going to have a big game, it would probably be against these Cowboys. AZ Mountain Man, good morning. So many options this week. Yeah, it's a fun week. I haven't done too many of the 6-person, so I'm excited for that. Oh boy, what do we want to do? Gosh, Javonte is just feels so uninspiring. I almost want to do Etienne against Arizona. I'm not a huge Etienne stan. Maybe we do Etienne and go back to the Rashee Rice well. I feel like there's a reasonable chance Mahomes comes back to us, although with this ADP at 19, I feel like this early in the week, he's unlikely to make it to the 3-4 turn, but we'll see. We'll go Etienne Rice here. Oh my God, full fade on Taylor. Terrence, man, you have some takes that you are truly on an island. I feel like full fade on Taylor is one of them. That is tough. I mean, they could be playing the 85 Bears, and I still would take them. Crutches says they're copying my homework, man. Well, it's tough. People don't keep their eyes on their own paper like they're supposed to. So we'll see. Are you in this room, Crutches? Yes, you took Saquon at 5. Okay. This is again, it's trite to say, but this is a pretty killer room. We'll go over everyone's team. We got Nez in here. We got Buster's Boys, Jewish McCaffrey, Crutches, Casey Pollock, Schmo, CGE, Chad Matchkey. I mean, this is a killer room, but not that you're gonna hop into a TBQ room. That's gonna be soft. Pat Moore, Josh Allen was a low-key landmine because he was paired on the right side of the board. First rounders, that lineup was charging, had him paired with Cook. Yeah, I noticed that. I liked that. And I feel like you had a little bit of run bad. Like Ty Johnson got a touchdown that, obviously it wasn't Cook, but it definitely could have broken. It definitely could have broken your way with the Bills in that eruption spot. It just didn't quite. I don't think enough funnel to Cook to get you there. Hey, GM Chad. Hey, GM to you, Steven. Appreciate you so much. Jake Vinegar. Good morning. Appreciate you coming in. This is a Eagles, Ravens, Jags, and Chiefs week. Well, I hope that the Chiefs part. Jags, Chiefs. All right, Terrence. Well, I'm gonna hope that your takes are correct, because this is an Etienne Rice start here. Get better that bouillon and run hot water from your coffee maker into a teaspoon of it. Great. Well, I will do anything at this point, Chris. I am struggling today. Detroit. I think in my early builds, I've had a lot of the Detroit stuff. The Detroit Giants game, I think, is pretty clearly one to target this week. And we see Amon-Ra go at 2. I think I've taken him at 7. I think in my other drafts. I think I have a little bit of difficulty taking him ahead of Lamb, but I see the vision. I mean, the matchup against the Giants should be pretty good. Chiefs will run out ahead of them. Well, hopefully it's because Rashee Rice is going nuclear. Caitlin Clark, GM, hope you're feeling better. Oh, gosh, I know. I can't believe it. GM, Smooth Criminal. Hey, appreciate you, Smooth Criminal. Good morning. Colts are going to get demolished. Well, if the Chiefs need it, the Chiefs can't play around anymore. They're 5-5. They're like in danger of missing the playoffs. Crutches says should take Dax and Schmo as signaling. Yeah, he's banking on nobody going, nobody taking Dak there. Yeah, he's got Lamb and Pickens. Hey, Brian the Goober, GM, everyone. Hey, GM to you, Brian the Goober. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. I hope you're having a great day over there. Hartman, GM to you. Appreciate you coming in, Hartman. Pat Moore Poker. What killed me was having DK in that lineup. Highest exposure wide receivers, Michael Wilson. 9% Tet was full fading Metcalf, and he fell to me. Yeah, I got like DJ Turner pilled. Like I just, us like fantasy slappies. Like we learn one defensive player, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know. Wide receiver ones against Cincinnati have been bad. So I was off of Metcalf. It sounds like you were too. And yeah, it turned out to be correct. It sucks that like you got a value and it ended up being kind of what cost you there. I think that was one of the big mistakes I made last week, though, is I was light on Tet, and I really didn't have any reason to be. I just wasn't clicking him, and I feel like in that kind of third round range, there really wasn't any reason to fade him. Like those guys are all kind of the same, so I don't know. I felt like a little bit of bad process for me. Hey, Mike Rob, Candleman sounding good. Hey, appreciate you, Mike, because I'm doing my best, but I'm not feeling great. Thoughts on Emmanuel Wilson 6th round? Pat, we'll see. I like the Emmanuel Wilson stuff. I think Jacobs is going to sit, so I have snagged him in some previous drafts. I'll just leave that there. Hartman, Lions will destroy the Giants to make a point, just like they did the Commies. Yeah, I don't know if there's like bad blood there. Yeah, Pat, people were taking him at 40 all day. And then Jacobs went last round to yeah, Jacobs has been all over the place. My feeling is that Jacobs is going to miss this week, but and so that's how I've been playing it. All right, let's see what the room's going to give us here. If Mahomes comes to us, that's just like a podium pick, I think. So we'll optimistically put him in the queue, but we'll see. Gosh darn it. And then you have some like giga fish just has to take him because, no, I don't know. They're probably not a giga fish. They're actually probably a really good player, but it's just annoying because it almost came back to me. I feel like later in the week you'll be able to get that. But right now, people are too sweaty. Genty seems like people might be a little scared of. I don't know what to do with Metcalf if Aaron Rodgers is out. That is a little scary to me. I'm actually thinking of taking Emmanuel Wilson here because I do feel like if he's the starter, he's going to rise. So this is a little bit sweaty. So I don't know. I mean, the Metcalf stuff, I didn't look at how it broke down after Rodgers left. Dart is very intriguing. I think Dart against Jacksonville is against the Lions is kind of fun. We'll take Wilson here because he's not coming back to us in this room, I don't think. And then what do we want to do? Do we want to just grab Metcalf? Do we want to grab one of these tight ends? I'm a little of two minds here. I'll take Metcalf because, yeah, I'll just grab Metcalf there. All right, so this team is Etienne, Wilson, Rashee Rice, DK Metcalf. I think that's fine. I don't know. I don't know. This is a tough spot. I haven't drafted from the 12 yet, so I'm still getting my feet under me as far as what life is like at this turn. All right, let's see. Pat Moore was DJ Turner pilled too. Yeah. Crutches, I did one early and he went at 65. Yeah, he was going in the last round of the ones I was doing yesterday. And then I would see him go at like pick 37. But I don't think in this room he's going at pick 60. Like I don't think. Again, you could argue that maybe I should just take Swift here or Aaron Jones. I feel like those clicks are fine. One guy who's been pretty steamy is Ken Walker. He's been rising a ton. You could get him yesterday in the 5th, 6th round. I don't know if this is normal. I haven't drafted since yesterday, like early afternoon. But seeing him at 26 is a little bit surprising. The coach speak was that he might get more touches. So great matchup. I like the Ken Walker stuff. 26 feels a little aggressive. I don't think I'm taking him ahead of Chase Brown myself, but I couldn't really get too mad if you did. I agree. I was taking Jacobs at 50 to stay on the clock at worst, but now he's going high, so it's a funny ADP spread. Yeah, I'll be interested to see if and when he goes in this room. Well, Terrence, I mean, this is like you're in on this team here, so I need you to be right this week. Captain James, GM, how's it going? Hey, Captain James, appreciate you coming in, hanging out. So the murmuring can stare against Aaron Rodgers. So the murmuring can stare against against Rodgers. I don't know what this. Terrence, I have like a wicked fever, and I feel like I'm having a fever dream trying to read that. I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand. Crutch, Narrative Street. Okay, I'm with you. GM gang. Hey, Greg. GM to you. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. A fellow long-suffering Dolphins fan. We won, but at what cost? It looks like we're heading for another. We're not going to the playoffs, but we're going to ruin our draft pick kind of season. So that's pretty fun. Lee 12-15 at 3. GM, ignore my first 2 picks. Didn't get the alert we started. Gonna make the best of it. Should have known it was going to fill when you started streaming. Big bummer. Yeah, I joined it, was waiting for 2 right before I started. So I hung out. It actually had fired before the stream started. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like you kind of backed into a little game stack. Hurts, Javonte, and to be honest, I feel like I've seen people take those 2 just in the reverse order, like just gone Javonte and then Hurts. So I don't feel like that's too terrible. People are quadruple counting the Ken Walker stuff. Yeah, I think up at 26, it feels like we're doing a little bit of shark jumping here. Mahomes Drafter is another new streamer finding fantasy value. All right. Well, I was not actually disparaging top stat NFT, but I was hoping I would get Mahomes back to me because that would have been fun. Do you think Mason Rudolph trumps Aaron Rodgers? Hey, Easy DFS, good morning to you. I don't. But I'm also kind of an Aaron Rodgers sympathizer. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is a really good quarterback. I do not think this is an upgrade. I think this is a downgrade for Pittsburgh here. Good old T-Bear. I missed that. Yep, Pat Moore. We've all been there. There's nothing worse than showing up to a draft and seeing like your first 3 picks have been made and you're just like praying it's not a nightmare. Always the case with the Finns. It is. Since time immemorial, the Dolphins have been like not good, but then not so bad that we get a good draft pick. This is a fair point by Brian the Goober. I imagine the pace of play with Mason Rudolph will be faster than with Rodgers for what it's worth. And I've never understood that about Rodgers. He thinks he's the best quarterback on the planet. So if you think you have an edge, then you should be trying to get as many plays in as possible to realize your edge. And yet he plays the slowest. He runs the play clock to 0. It's so counterintuitive for a guy who really thinks that about himself. I don't get it. But yeah, you're right. They probably won't bleed the play. Like maybe they'll actually run like 10 more plays a game or something crazy, because they just won't run it all the way down. Hey, easy DFS GM and GL. Hey, GL to you, easy DFS. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Don't think I see you in this room, but hey, appreciate you coming by. Nicholas Joseph GML. Hey, Nicholas Joseph, GM to you. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Mike Robb noting the guillotine chop was brutal for you this week. Yes, I was in the Deposit Kingdom Guillotine League, and I got chopped. I had the worst performance you'll ever see. My team wasn't even bad, but it just like nobody scored more than 10 points. It was absolutely crazy. I wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. Brian says Rodgers thinks his edge is getting max info from the way the defense lines up each play. That's fair. That's fair, I guess. Yeah, I suppose if you put it that way. All right, so everyone here has a tight end. I'm pretty into Juwan Johnson. Brenton Strange is kind of fun. You can stay on the clock. Theo Johnson against the Giants is fun as well. We need a quarterback. I mean, do we just take Daniel Jones here? I don't mind Darnold against Tennessee. I'm kind of like okay with unstacked Darnold. I can't take Jacoby Brissett. I just can't do it. I think we're gonna go Juwan Danny Dimes here. Let me make sure I'm not missing something in tight end. Like, I understand if you want to go Theo or Loveland. I think that's fine. I mean, I could do... You know what? Maybe we'll do that. Well, let's get a little loose. Why don't we go AJ Barner and Sam Darnold, and we'll pick on the Titans. I feel like that's a little creative. I do have some concerns about Danny Dimes against the Chiefs. I know I have Rashee Rice, but I don't know. I kind of like this little stack. I think Barner's coming in under-owned. Barner also gets the tush-push stuff, so yeah, kind of a funny little end. This is not good, Tierans. Darnold. Oh, Shaheed, the skeleton key. Okay, I thought we were gonna be totally in lockstep here. So, but I do appreciate that you like the Darnold stuff. Metcalf will pop off when the substitute teacher is in. Well, I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Brian says, I don't like Jones this week. I don't think he projects that well. Casey will put a lot of pressure on him. He's never been a QB that does well without a clean pocket. Yeah, I have concern about it too. That's kind of why I was trying to look for pretty much anything else there. So I appreciate that. I kind of audibled last second. I know Darnold Barner's a little wonky, but I actually don't mind that. I think it's getting a little different. I like Pitt tight ends with Mason's 8 out of 3. Oh no. That does not bode well for DK Metcalf there. I am the KY, but appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Simmons and Sweat are back for the Titans. Well, maybe the Titans keep it a little more competitive, hopefully. Dude, your guillotine team was awesome. My ass is 10 behind everyone with an average score per week, but keep slipping through the back door because of injuries or worse fantasy days. Hey, whatever you got to do in the guillotine league, do not worry. I hope you make a run. It's not super wonky. I've seen it / wanted to do it. All right, Crutches. If Crutches is in, then I'm in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind it. It's funny because I didn't realize I was pretty much one of the last tight ends to go. Everyone else except for Schmo and Dylan still had already taken their tight end. So this team is Etienne, Rashee Rice, Emmanuel Wilson, DK Metcalf, AJ Barner, and Sam Darnold. Not too bad. All right, let's see what everyone else did. We've got Lee 12-15-03, Hurts, Javonte, which were the auto picks, but I think it's not too bad. Breece Hall, Dallas Goedert, Darnell Mooney, and MHJ. Yeah, I like this. I mean, he got Goddard with Hurts, so builds a stack that way. Drake London is going to be out, so Mooney. We all believed in that a few weeks ago. Definitely could go back. It's going to be Kirk Cousins. So yeah, I don't mind the Mooney stuff. And then MHJ, if he's playing this week, like pick 64 is kind of wild. We say Michael Wilson go at pick 52. So I don't mind the MHJ stuff. It's kind of 50-50 whether players miss 1 or 2 weeks with appendicitis. My reading of the situation was it sounded like he was closer to being out. So worst case scenario was that he just stays on the clock here. But I think the upside is definitely worth the shot there. So like the team there. Let's see what Chris G did. Henry, Jefferson, Judkins, Dak, Fergie, and Booty. Wow, Booty. I have not thought of that name in a few weeks, but I don't know if that's a staying on the clock thing or if he's actually coming back this week. But it makes sense. Crutches says 100% own Mooney. I'm out. I know he's going to project well in ETR, but I'm going to IKB it. I think I'm probably more in the IKB camp just because of like the last time we all believed in Mooney and then we ended up like at the soup kitchen together. So I don't love it. I could see myself clicking him just because when you look at the other, it feels like wide receiver gets pretty thin, right? Like Alec Pierce, I like Alec Pierce. He's a nice, fun, high upside guy. Wandale, sure. But then like Christian Watson, Booty, Tucker, Dobbs, Myers, like I do feel like Mooney probably is going to project like fairly well ahead of those guys. Okay, Crutches thinks wide receivers mega deep. Let's see who didn't get drafted, because I always feel like that's kind of interesting. Jordan Addison. If Slayton's back, he's a little bit interesting. Judy. Shahid, no one's into anymore. Yoshi Voss, nobody took. I could see taking a flyer on Yoshi Voss with with Jamar Chase being out. I don't know. Yoshi Voss he doesn't earn targets, but I feel like he's not the worst idea on the planet. I wouldn't take him in a 6, but in these 12s. Dortch, if MHJ is out again, I mean he was good last week. Yeah, I guess there are some options. Roman Wilson, he's taken the job as the wide receiver too. Yeah, some interesting names that have simply not been drafted yet. Dobbs was a 4th rounder last week and then is now mostly not drafted. Yeah, I don't really understand that. I don't know if it's like Christian Watson stuff. But I was surprised to see him go that late. Let's see what Schmo did. CD Lamb, oh no, he didn't get Dak. He tried to push Dak and CG took him. So he goes Lamb, Pickens, Odunze, Aaron Jones, Caleb, and Juwan Johnson. You hate to see that. There. Crutches, what'd you do? Saquon, Lamar, Diggs. So you took the shot at Jacobs at 44. That's interesting to me. That said, only 2 running backs went after you, so it's not even that bad. Like if you have to swap to a running back, like nobody took Tyrone Tracy. I don't mind Tyrone Tracy this week. Who else? If Ramondre's in, the Gainwell is interesting to me. If Warren's actually out, they said Warren could have come back to the game, but if players say a lot of things and then stuff swells up, I don't know. Like him going undrafted if Jalen Warren is out, Kenny Gainwell's interesting. Like I said, I like Tyrone Tracy. So yeah, you'll have some options if you have to swap. Yeah, free Sharp swap, sure. Sharps as well. Yeah, a lot of different options there. Nez knows the skeleton key this week, double stacks versus Arizona. All right. It's a flex swap for Crutches too. Is it? I thought, yeah, because he went running back, receiver, right. Okay. Yep, that's fair. I don't know why I thought it was locked into running back. So yeah, a lot of options there. Hey, Fantasy Dog Pound, GM to you. Appreciate you so much coming in, hanging out. I'm sorry we're not going to the Dog Bowl. I know I was optimistic, but we didn't quite get home. But appreciated drafting with you last week. All right, let's see what the DBQ's at. Waiting for 2. All right, I'll fire another one. Again, I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna have to keep this stream a little bit shorter than normal just because I'm like really feeling not great. But we're doing our best. We'll run some of these. I'll try to do a couple BRs of the 6 persons. In the ideal world, we're doing a little better tomorrow. All right, we almost got a top 3 pick, but it was not to be. It was not to be. We got pick 4 here. We got Crutches at the 1, Nez at the 2, Lee 121503, who hopefully is now aware that this draft is beginning. But if you auto in the top 3, it's not as bad because there's no quarterbacks up there. Myself at the 4, Buster's Boys at the 5, Mr. Worth at the 7. No, Mr. Vinegar at the 7, Cut Color 8, Pat Moore at the 9, Jewish McCaffrey the 11, and Mr. Worth at the 12. My goodness. Nicholas Joseph, some would say a fever dream is the optimal time to draft. Leaned into the visions chat. Yeah, I was having some weird fever dreams yesterday. Actually, I think some of them were about drafting. And then instead of, I'm going to tell you this because I don't know why, instead of squares, all of our picks were in triangles. It was very strange. I was having like stress fever dreams about drafting underdog. So I probably needed to take yesterday off quite seriously. All right, so we see Gibbs go at the 1, which I certainly do understand against the Giants. I think JT will probably stay at the 1, but I have seen Gibbs go there more than a couple times now. All right, let's see what Nez is up to. He uses the full clock like Aaron Rodgers and takes Jonathan Taylor. So I'm assuming Lee is going to take Bijan. I'll just take JSN here against Tennessee. Let's not get too fancy. Yeah, Smooth Criminal, smash that like. Yeah, if you can, hit the like, hit the sub. Really appreciate it. We're doing our best today. We'll try to give you all a little more tomorrow, but we're fighting through it. I didn't want to skip 2 days. Chad need to induce a full fever dream for the Dog Bowl. Consult the Mystics. Yeah, I felt like I could see through time at about 2:50 in the morning last night. It was not good. But I was worse yesterday, so we're on the way up. All right, I'll keep the board up so people can see what's going on. I think this is kind of a more standard draft than the last one where you have Amon-Ra go at the 5 or the 6. I feel like we've seen that a little more frequently. Cutler takes Hurts at 8. So again, I don't know if I think people get a little anchored to ADP. That or Cutler didn't know this draft was going to fire. So Lee 121503, you're in good company here. Mike Rob, I need you and Fantasy Dog Pound to stream together again. I jumped in your first BR you did last Tuesday with him and finished my highest ROI thanks to that winning draft. Hey, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. I will have to I'll have to rewatch that to see what your team was. But congratulations, that's so cool. I'm glad you got a hit out of that, and I'm certainly glad it happened on stream. You know, you gotta let the people know. If they hang out here, you might get a big one. So we see Travion. Travion was the guy when this contest opened. I think he was going later in the second round. Now he's been going much earlier. So Travion there at the 12. Even if Ramondre comes back, it does seem like the market is frothy for Travion this week. We'll see. My understanding was Ramondre was going to practice this week. Now they certainly can't put the Henderson genie completely back in the bottle, but I do have some concerns. It's more of a split than we want. I don't know. I don't want my week to like die because I have no Travion, but I do kind of want to see where he ends up in the next few days. I can't imagine him going higher than this. Just kind of looking at the names ahead of him in the matchups that they have. But yeah. All right, let's see. We got JSN. We got the fake ADPs of quarterbacks here. Seeing Chris Olave go ahead of Justin Jefferson just feels so weird, but I don't even know if that's wrong at this point. I think of all these guys, I kind of want to Chase Brown share. I don't. Olave versus Atlanta does feel potentially very good. All right, let's try it. Let's do Olave. Let's go receiver, and hope we can figure out running back. Go Easy Cards. This week, what positions are you willing to punt and which are you not? So, I haven't done enough drafts to totally feel good about it. I think quarterback is pretty deep this week. I think I'm okay with the last round quarterback, but I need to look. Right now, I think there's some fun late running back clicks that you can do, but I'm afraid by the end of the week that's all going to be gone. Like the more fun running backs are going to get pushed up quite a bit, and then you're not going to be able to do that. So we'll see if we can get away with that this draft. Yeah. I don't know if I'm as high on all of the late receivers. I think there are some good late wide receiver values you can get. Tight end seems deep enough to where you can wait, to me. If you don't get McBride, Bowers, or Warren, it does feel like there's some good options late. Captain James, hey, good morning to you. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Thus, Travion week feels like the Dowdle week after his breakout game when Chuba returned. This Travion week feels like when he was back in the split and it wasn't great is what I'm assuming. Gosh darn it. I really was hoping he would come back to me there. Genty again. Genty was not good last night. But this could be a buy the dip on Genty against Cleveland. Or it could just be buying an absolute lemon here. I would have been pretty happy if Chase Brown came back to me, but I can't blame Lee 121503 for taking him there because I almost took him at pick 21. So I think 27 is a nice value. We'll take Genty there. I don't know. I don't love the Genty stuff, but again, he's been so week to week. He did get involved in the passing game, but the rushing was so bad. That said, the Cowboys really improved their run defense. So, I mean, it was going to be a tough matchup. So I don't know. Brian says, pre-ETR punt running backs and do a lot of elite tight end, double wide receiver builds. Yep. I think that's right. And I feel like Bowers at 18 could definitely rise up as the week goes on. Maybe we were saved from the big Bowers rise because he didn't have a great game last night. I mean, he was fine. But we'll see. I could see him coming up. Cleveland against that O-line, no thanks, 0%. Well, see, we had a team that you liked last one, so this one I guess we'll be in disagreement there. But I don't know. I feel like Genty at pick 28 is not terrible. Did you see Scatabo on Monday Night Raw? I saw like still clips of it, but I haven't actually, like, Twitter stopped working. But no, I've got to see the video of it. It's just ridiculous. This guy doing Monday Night Raw here. Captain James, yeah, like the whole week leading up to those games, we had no idea where to draft Dowdle because we couldn't figure out what the split would look like. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like we're being pretty aggressive with Travion, though. Like, even more than we were with Dowdle. But yeah, no, maybe you're right. I really just can't remember how we handled it when Chuba first came back. Because when they first came back, they were like alternating drive to drive. So if you took him high, you that first week you got like pretty badly burned. Garrett over 4 sacks, safe bet. Yes. I feel like that seems quite possible. I am not a big Geno Smith believer, so I certainly could see the Raiders having a little bit of trouble. With that said, you have to remember that Cleveland might be trotting out Shadur Sanders. So there is a world where the Raiders have a good game script, where they have a lot of short fields. So I'm more fading the Browns offense and think that it could be a situation where Genty has some good opportunities coming off of turnovers and just an ineffective Browns offense. Crutches, however, says, I fear Genty is overpriced, should be going near Aaron Jones or Breece or even below. I was thinking of taking Breece there if I didn't take Genty, but I don't know. Again, I see the bull case for Genty this week, but it is a little bit tough to make. Wasn't my first choice. It's also hard going receiver. I felt like I was kind of forced into taking a running back there. And yeah, Swift is fine. So there goes Jaylen Warren. Let's see what Buster's Boys does. All right, so Montgomery goes. I think I'm going to keep taking Emmanuel Wilson here. I really think he's probably going to rise as the week goes on. And I'll probably just take Darnold to pair with JSN. I mean, if one of these three takes Darnold, that's fine. I'll do something else. I did think about taking Jackson Dart. I like the Dart stuff. He does feel underpriced at pick 46 here. Probably actually would have taken Dart over Darnold had Dart come back around, but yeah. Naked Goff with no discount, very nice. You gotta love it. Jewish McCaffrey just projection jamming over there. Henry at 36. That feels a tad early for Hunter Henry. I would say as well. He kind of for me is just in that clump of tight ends you can just live with. But yeah, Crutches. I feel like with Gibbs and JMO, probably wouldn't have minded Goff here. But the problem is early in the week, just the ADPs, people think they're getting value and they're not. I'm not saying that's happening to Jewish McCaffrey because I know he's like a sharp drafter, but it does get a little squirrely. Like I'd like to be able to push Darnold, but I feel like that won't work. So I'm just gonna take him here. So with apologies to everyone, I don't mean to just like make all my drafts Sam Darnold teams, but I do think it makes sense here with JSN. Pat Moore says, Genty is very game script dependent. Maybe Browns will suck enough to keep him relevant. That's what I'm saying. Can't speak. Speak. Jewish McCaffrey, GM to you. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out. Yeah. So Goff at pick 35. I assume this is just like jamming the highest projected quarterback here, or you've got some plans. So I'm curious to see how you land the plane, Mr. McCaffrey there. Brian says Breece and Genty are very similar this week. Bad offenses against tough matchups. I don't like either, but it's tough to ignore the volume. I wish Genty was even getting the volume. I guess that's the hard part for me. What did he have, like 7 carries last week? BB Meatgazer, the only internet I can connect to is Wake Up Best Ball, and that's all I need. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, I know, like Twitter was down for me as of like when I started the stream. So, you know, if the internet's going to work for anything, this stream clearly is a high priority. But no, I really appreciate all of you hanging out. It means a ton that y'all would hang out this morning, run some drafts, talk a little ball. Brett just says there's no landing to plane. Brock Wright probably, which makes it even worse. I didn't even want to suggest Brock Wright, but it was the only Lion still there that came to mind. Unless, of course, this is an Isaac Tesla team, like we're drafting in the big board. I'll go over everyone's team at the end. I still need a tight end myself. Hopefully Brock Wright is still available, but we'll see. So Josh Jacobs in this draft goes at pick 53. So again, hopefully Josh Jacobs is out, or I'm going to have a lot of dead teams in this contest from early in the week. It looks like 3 more tight ends are going to go before I'm up. I ended a team with Mark Andrews. I like Mark Andrews. I feel like he is being heavily disrespected by the market. So don't mind Andrews' last pick. So we do get unstacked Goff. Simply with the intent, it could not wait till pick 38. So just had to make sure Crutches didn't get his stack there. Let's see, where's Odunze? Where am I missing that? So J-Dubs had Odunze, but chose not to do Caleb. Okay. I was just curious if this had any knock-on effects there. So Mr. Dubs, he goes Henderson, Etienne, Hunter Henry, Rome Odunze, Jordan Love, Christian Watson. So gets a late Love Watson stack. Jewish McCaffrey, Rashee Rice, Javonte Williams, Goff, Breece Hall, MHJ, and Mark Andrews. Pat Moore, Trey McBride, Quinshon Judkins, Mahomes, Worthy, Pittman, Kamara. So in my mind, this is early for Worthy, but it does make sense because there's a reasonable chance Worthy was not going to come back if he was looking to stack Mahomes there. We're on the clock here. Are we just doing it again? I think I'm double stacking him. And the reason is I don't want Juwan Johnson and Chris Olave. That feels like a lot. So we're just going to double stack Darnold and take our friend AJ Barner here and just really pick on the Titans. So we got JSN, Olave, Genty, Emmanuel Wilson, Sam Darnold, AJ Barner there. All right, let's see what Mr. Vinegar did. CD Lamb, Brock Bowers, DeAndre Swift, DK Metcalf, T-Law, and Tootin. So interesting there with Tootin. Not really sure his health, but I think it sounded like it was minor, at least at Tootin after the game. Didn't seem like he was too hurt, but that could be staying on the clock, but also could be kind of a fun, low-owned click. It did seem like he was taking more and more of the backfield as the game went on there. Chris says 20 miles an hour, Mark Andrews. Yeah, the Mark Andrews rushing touchdown was a little unexpected, especially because in my guillotine league I had Lamar and Andrews, and I think Lamar ended up with like 4.5 fantasy points. I couldn't even get my stack to score, so that was kind of fun. All right, let's see what Buster's boys did. Amon-Ra, Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, who gets the Jackson Flowers connection, Monty Jacobs, and Theo Johnson. All right. Chad Matchkey goes Bijan, Warren, Chase Brown, and then Dart, Wandale, Dobbs. Yeah, I really like this team. I really think there is a bit of an edge this week to the top 3 picks. So I like the way this team came out. I like the Dart Wandale stuff quite a bit at picks 46 and 51. That feels pretty nice. And then Dobbs, we were talking about earlier at pick 70. Nez, he goes JT, Jefferson, Devontae Smith, and then Fergie Dak there. And then Sharbs, makes sense. And Crutches goes Gibbs, Javonte, somehow doesn't get Goff. T. Higgins. T. Higgins is a guy I was trying to grab yesterday. I feel like he could definitely rise. I don't think the ADP is fully adjusted for no Jamar Chase. I think this ADP is kind of wrong, and he should be going higher. Aaron Jones, Caleb, and Loveland. Yeah, like the team there gets a little Caleb Loveland stack at the end. Loveland comes back to him, so that ends up working out there. Pat Moore went for the game stack. Mahomes, Worthy, Pittman bring back 50-point total. Chiefs are back at home. Sauce focused on Rashi. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I want the Worthy stuff to work so bad. It's been a long time since we've seen it, but would be pretty sweet if this was the week where it came back. Mike says, as a Ravens fan, wasting that play on the Browns is horrible. Andrews has been doing that formation for a year and a half now, and they bust out the trick. I guess the issue was it was kind of wasn't a pretty competitive game there, if I remember. And they're kind of in like, we really need to win or we're going to miss the playoffs. But yeah, I agree with you. It does feel like, all right, waiting for one in a dog bowl. If people want to hop in one, we'll run one. We'll run one of these. DBQ3. All right. But yeah, appreciate y'all hanging out. If you can, drop a like, drop a sub. Oh my God, we got a 101. This is pretty awesome. I guess I'm just going to take Jonathan Taylor. I haven't been in this position before. Part of me wants to be a man of courage and conviction and take Jahmyr Gibbs against the Giants. I just don't know if that's who I am. I need to look deep within. The issue is last week I was all in on Josh Jacobs against the Giants. And I was, I feel like I was directionally accurate. I feel like it got pretty unlucky that he got hurt. He had 40 yards in the first quarter and got stood up at the goal line, and then his knee hurt. It's kind of a whole weird sequence. But then again, it's like really hard to not just take Jonathan Taylor with his workload. I think I'll take JT, but I am Gibbs sympathetic as a 1.1. Hey, Lay the House RM, our king. Lay the House RM has an Elim team still alive. So Lay the House RM, congrats to you. Glad to see your team chugging along. The money's getting real now, so huge congrats to you. Best of luck. We will be rooting for you as the weeks roll on. So hopefully this time next week we'll be celebrating yet another victory for Lay the House RM. Nez doesn't get a top. No, Nez, it's hardwired into the deepest depths of the underdog code that Nez must get a top 3 pick in dog bowls this week. It's really incredible. Kevin telling me, Gibbs, don't be a coward. I was a coward, Kevin. I was a coward. I mean, honestly, though, I think I'm hoping to get a decent amount down, and so I don't want to end up with, like, no Taylor. But, yeah, I don't know. Succumb to peer pressure. Yeah, what is the peer pressure? Is the peer pressure people saying to take Gibbs, or is it ADP? Because ADP is kind of the ultimate peer pressure, right? Like, it's literally the market telling you this is what we've all agreed on. So I don't know. I feel like that's actually like the greatest source of peer pressure here. All right, let's open the board. Let's see what's going on. So Nez gets gifted Gibbs at 2. We'll see how he is able to handle things. So we got a solid room here. We got myself. We got Nez. We got Pat Moore. We got Go AZ Cards, friend of the program. We got Crutches. We got Patrick Barnes YouTube. We got Buster's Boys, Jewish McCaffrey, Cut Cutler. I mean, this is yet again. And if I didn't call you out, let me know if you're here. I'm happy to shout you out. All right. Put a bullet in my head if I take Hendo over the big dog respectfully, of course. Yeah, I would have a hard time this week taking Henderson ahead of Henry. Again, if Henderson's at 7, I don't think I'm going to get very much of him. So I think that's where I'm at as far as the Hendo stuff. I like Henry quite a bit this week. Good says GM, I took down B Spurf in the Elim, was sweating Jake Ferguson all. Hey, congrats, Goods. That is awesome. That is awesome that you got home there on the Elim. Good for you. B Spurf though, good dude. Shame to see him out. I don't know if he had multiple teams, but congrats to you, Goods. That is awesome. That is awesome. So Jewish McCaffrey goes running back, so he doesn't have to worry about any of those late clicks. He just takes Javonte Etienne, moves along. We got Buster's Boys and Cutler. They take the elite QBs, Lamar and Hurts, respectively. I think Hurts usually goes ahead of Lamar, but in this case, they're flipped in this particular room. Let's see what Crutches does with his pick here. He takes Justin Jefferson. All right, I'm gonna pull the list up just because I want to start thinking about who I want here. Okay, got it. Drake May at pick 18. Go AZ Cards is just marching to his own beat here. So he gets a Hendo May stack. Doesn't risk trying to get May at 31. I wonder where May is going to go when the QB ADPs are still screwy. But 31 might end up being late for May, so I don't know. But yeah, they Go AZ Cards. I know you always like this. This is an interesting start from Go AZ Cards going Henderson May. Mazone says, my remaining Elim team only has Drake May standing at QB week 14, probably as far as I can go. Oh, because the week 14 bye for the Pats. I think I'm trying to remember all my my bye weeks from the BBM era. Is it the other ones are like hurt? Mazone? Like, is there any chance they come back, or is it like Justin Fields and Spencer Rattler? Like, is it like players who've gotten benched? But yeah, best of luck to you. Hey, if you make it to week 14, that is a hell of a run. Even if that's where the story ends there. All right, let's see. All right, let's see what Nez does. Nez is going to take the guy I want. I just have a feeling. I wanted Chase Brown. Nez didn't take Chase Brown. I did like Pickens. Pickens was definitely on the short list there. I think I'll do Devonta, Chase Brown. Diggs is fine. But I think I like the Devonta Smith stuff against the Cowboys. They're going to be hard to run on these days, so I think you can still beat them through the air. So I will not need to take Manuel Wilson, so we can see where he goes without me hoovering him up in the 40s. So we'll be curious to see how that goes. But so we got Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, Devonta Smith. With apologies to Nez if he was trying to game stack that Devonta Pickens thing. I did like both those receivers quite a bit. So he takes Warren there. Penix and A-Rich done and dusted. Yeah. I mean, I don't want. I mean, A-Rich, like, there could be an injury out to where he's starting, but yeah, it's that's really the only way you get another QB in. Lay the House RM. All I have left for week 12 is Lawrence, but it's not a bad one with Herbert on bye. No, that's not too bad. Herzig finally lost. Yeah, he had some like crazy team that like was down 1 million people for like due to injury, and it still was winning. Like, everyone was like, "Oh, I want to play this team," and then it would beat them. What's the Chase Brown thesis? I don't know. I guess I just trust him more. I don't know if P. Ryan's back, then maybe the Chase Brown thesis is kind of bad. Yeah, the Pats are kind of hard to run on, huh? Yeah, maybe it's not the best play. I don't know why I was kind of like locked into liking Chase Brown this week. If P. Ryan's out, he does still get. He gets the long down and distance stuff back. He gets a lot more targets. I like his pass catching role, but yeah, it is a little bit tougher against the Pats this week. New England Giga Elite Rush defense. I'll put like $100 on Aaron Jones out projecting Chase Brown. Yeah, it could be one of those like early week clicks I'm making that by the end of the week I don't think is as good. I certainly see the bear case on old Chase Brown. I guess part of me was thinking without Jamar Chase, they might need to lean on the running game more without fully accounting for the defense they were playing against. So, target, the targets obviously, but yeah. Aaron Jones ADP makes 0 sense. Yeah, people are out on Aaron Jones. I don't know if it's because what is his ADP? Where did he go? 56. Yeah, that is kind of late, huh? I think because Mason vultured him. If you're just like box score watching, it doesn't look that good. But yeah, 16 carries is pretty impressive. He definitely has reclaimed the lead back over Mason. So yeah, he is somebody I would while his ADP is that late, probably be trying to get some because I think you're right. When big ETR comes out, that'll probably rise quite a bit. Chris says 5K to week 11 a limb advancers, 10K next week. Yeah, crazy. It is getting very pricey. Crutches seems field is chasing ambiguous situation when Aaron Jones remains free. Yeah. I guess I didn't even realize Aaron Jones's ADP was that low. Justice says New England gives 7 targets a game to running backs, but if P. Ryan is back, he'll get. If P. Ryan's back, then I'm gonna be pretty disappointed with that. So maybe y'all are right. I could cool on Chase Brown a bit. He is somebody that we could see fall as the projections come out. Mason had his lowest shares of the year. Yeah, exactly. He just got the touchdown. Brian says Chase Brown thesis: 90% snap share, condensed offense. Who's involved in the passing game? P. Ryan, DNP all week last week. Yeah. And again, that's really what it was, Brian. I'm like, well, there's no Jamar Chase. He is like one of the only options they're gonna have, and he is involved in the passing game. Juice McCaffrey, but Aaron Jones is truly free if he has JJMC as his QB. Yeah. JJMC trying to break his receiver's hands every time he throws the ball. It is truly wild stuff. It is truly wild stuff watching Old 9 uncork it. Ashton Genty at pick 45. My God, people really are out on that. All right, let's see what old Nez Daniel gives to us here. I'm a little torn. If Nez doesn't take Daniel Jones, I mean, I could try to do Jones Pittman. Although I know there's definitely some bears there. I do have Jonathan Taylor, so that's probably bad. I don't think I want to do that. Gosh. All right, we got to lock in here. We're running out of time. And I don't know what I want to do. Shoot, this is gonna suck. No, why? Oh no. All right, we'll take Worthy. There. Do I want to do Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor? Is that too galaxy brained? Do I do another Sam Darnold team? I keep taking Sam Darnold. I have a problem. I think I'm going to do Daniel Jones. We'll do Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor. We're just going to say that this game actually is interesting. I'm sure people are going to be yelling, saying that sucks. We'll do Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor here. I don't think I played that very well. I didn't have a great plan, and I should have been thinking ahead a little bit more. I probably also pissed off Nez by taking Daniel Jones because he might have wanted him with Warren. I'm not really sure. But he did take a running back at 47 when I already had 2. So if he did, then that's not my fault. Aaron Jones revenge week, too. True. Yeah, the Aaron Jones revenge week. Guys, I'm very aware of Chase Brown shares. I'm mentally accounting for 100% of the work to him and still don't want. Makes sense. And yes, JMC, because they established a run with JJMC there. Super low pass rate over expectation. Yeah, I mean, I think it just makes sense that we see Aaron Jones rise throughout the week. I think that's all. That is all very well said there. So we're going to end up needing a tight end here. We got Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, Devontae Smith, Xavier Worthy, Danny Dimes. So a team that pretty much everyone universally hates. People wanted me to take Gibbs. Then I took Chase Brown. No one liked that. No one's ever excited to take Devonta Smith. Xavier Worthy's dust. And Danny Dimes is going to get pressured all game. So this has not been the team. This has not been the team people like. But you know what? We'll run one more, and then I probably will get out of here because I am getting like chills. And I probably should call it soon, but I'll try to do one more and get out of here. But appreciate all of you so much. If you can, drop a like, drop a sub. It helps so much. I do really like doing these drafts with all of you guys. Kevin, what? Kevin, I'm not gonna read all that, Kevin. But I don't know if Nez even wanted Danny Dimes there, but he did end up taking Michael Pittman, so that is kind of intriguing. But I feel like if he wanted that, he could have just taken Jones and then Pittman. But if you think Josh Jacobs is going to play, then getting him at 47 is like such a value. At least you didn't take Marv Jr. in the DBQ. I know I did not. I did not take MHJ in this one, but I don't really fault those who do. I actually think he's a good pick. I mean, worst case is you're getting a swap. And I mean, he's with Brissett. He's like a smash, and he's going in like the 5th round. So I don't mind the MHJ stuff at all. Congrats, Mrs. Maddock, for delivering a healthy baby. Absolutely. Huge congrats to Davis and family. So happy for him. He's going to be an awesome dad. I mean, already is. Big congrats to him and the wife. Why are you criticizing your Marv Jr. pick? I think that's a perfectly reasonable pick. All right, we've got everyone's now in the last round, and literally everyone's taken a tight end except for me. So who are we getting? Do we just take Bretton Strange? I'm gonna have to set rankings because if I end up with Brock Wright, then I will be discovering if I could survive a fall from my roof. Because I do not want Brock Wright with actual American dollars. But I'll probably just load up Bretton Strange there. All right, so let's go over some teams. Jewish McCaffrey, what does he do? He goes Javonte, Etienne, Dart, Metcalf, Michael Wilson, and Theo Johnson. Yeah, I like the team there. The Dart, Theo Johnson connection there makes a ton of sense. Buster's boys, what does he do? Rice, Lamar, Brees, Aaron Jones, Juwan Johnson, Darnell Mooney, makes sense. Crutches, how do you land the plan? Henry, Jefferson, Kelsey, Warren, MHJ, and McCarthy. So he gets McCarthy, Jefferson stack. Free McCarthy, not bad. Go AZ cards. Henderson, May, Odunze, Wandale, Pitts, and Sharps. So ends up with the Henderson May stack. And I think you rounded the team out pretty nicely there. Pat Moore Poker needs a quarterback. Let's see who he takes. Saquon, T, Diggs, Emmanuel Wilson, Fergie, and Caleb. So goes the unstacked Caleb route. Makes sense. And we will be seeing how this team ends up. It hurts right now, but I got you to admit you love Brissett. It was literally the worst 450-yard performance you could ever imagine. I don't understand. You can't keep getting away with it. If you could have a bad 450 yards, it's all garbage time. How does this guy keep getting away with it? I just don't understand. Part of me kind of wants to take Barner instead of Strange. Is that bad? What if I don't know if I want to be on the clock. And then if Brenton Strange plays, I don't even know if I like it as much. I don't know. This could be bad. I mean, it might make more sense to just take Strange there, but Barner's going to be so much less than 100% owned if this really is his ADP. All right, I'm just taking Barner. I'm taking my guy. So Nez, how does he end his team? With Jordan Love. So he goes Gibbs, Pickens, Warren, Jacobs, Pittman, and Love. All right, let me try to do one more, and then I'll get out of here. Waiting for 3. All right. If anyone wants to get in, this will be the 4th and final one. We'll get on out of here. DBQ4. But yeah, appreciate y'all so much. Appreciate y'all putting up with the kind of B minus effort here. I'm doing my best. Normally I have a little more energy. I apologize. I'm not feeling very good. But I really appreciate y'all hanging out today. So again, I'm giving you all I got, and hopefully tomorrow is better. And of course, what are we rewarded with? The 9-hole. We get the 9-hole. I don't even know who you're supposed to take at 9. It's pretty grim. But we'll see what we can do. You know what, AZ Mountain Man, Taysom's kind of intriguing. They were a little out of sight, out of mind. So I don't know. I gotta think on that more. I honestly haven't looked at the like snap share numbers or what he's been up to. But yeah, that's kind of an intriguing thought. I'll look more into that for sure. Chris says, love the commitment. Hey, Chris, appreciate you so much. Really do. And thank you so much. Always, Chris is always great about leaving comments on the video, and it really helps with the algo. So thanks so much, Chris. Kevin, hope you and yours get better soon. Yes. Yeah, the whole house is ravaged. We're like a Victorian home, and everyone is pale and sick and afraid of sunlight. Jewish McCaffrey, 112, 111. Thanks, Numi. Numi is, unless your name is Nez, although Nez got the 12, so maybe they're just trying to throw us off the scent. But yeah, Jewish McCaffrey is not running great here in these drafts. But you know what? Now I'm over here at the 9, so we get to hang out kind of close. I don't know Hawkberg, but they're, it's this is like when the teacher puts the like quiet kid between the two, the two guys just chatting, so Hawkberg is here, kind of as a little buffer there, Jewish McCaffrey. All right, let's see. What do we got? We got Patrick Barnes YouTube. We got Goods. We got Buster's Boys. We got Josta29, Crutches. We got Mr. Worth. We got Pat Moore, myself, and Jewish McCaffrey and Nez. All right, top 3. So Len Keith takes Gibbs because he's a man of courage and conviction. He takes Gibbs, and then Taylor and Bijan. 9 spot is good. You'll figure it out. All right, Kevin. Greg says Hawkberg beats me in all my pods. Oh no, I don't like the sound of that. Yeah, BBMDB keeps predicting my advance rate's going to go down, and then it actually went up this week. I'm somehow advancing 40 BBM teams, despite having like 30% Scatabo. So I don't know. We're getting a little run good, and we're getting late, so hopefully we can hang on. Ugh. This feels like buying the top Reno on Trey McBride. I really don't like paying this much for Trey McBride, but I will. I mean, the volume has been just so incredible that it's hard to deny it. I just generally, as a rule, prefer not using my first round pick on a tight end. It feels like they really have to separate. And if there's some like 6th round tight end that puts up 22 points, like all those teams just are well ahead of you, just kind of from like a draft capital allocation perspective. It feels like not only do I need McBride to do well, but I need all those other punt tight ends to fail. And if one of those 100% owned, like if Hunter Henry for some reason scores 24 points, I just feel like I've got it in bad. But anyway. All right, let's see. So Jewish, McCaffrey, and Hawkberg pick before me. Only takes one. That's it. That's it, Kevin. It truly only takes one. It truly only takes one. So Jewish McCaffrey takes Lamar Jackson. Interesting. Hawkberg takes Travion. I guess we'll just game stack this. We'll just take Etienne. Sure. I don't love Etienne. We'll see if Tootin's out, I like it a little more. If Tootin's in, then I feel like I'm buying a running back I'm not that excited about kind of expensively. Josta says, I think you can get away with the elite onesies early in the week when there are still running back values out there. Yeah, that might be right. So, yeah. I definitely could see that. Kind of like the week where you could get very late Henderson or late Monungai and Monungai week. Greg says, so Fields is done. Was it really that bad? What good is benching him now? I'm annoyed by that, mostly because I have a lot of Fields bags in best ball. It was pretty bad. But that said, I feel like they just didn't. I feel like they just didn't draw up good plays for Fields. Like the Glenn, I don't think knew what to do with Fields. I don't know. I don't feel like Fields is very good, but I don't think he was put in any kind of position to succeed. And then Garrett Wilson gets hurt, and like he's throwing to AD Mitchell, who's dropping everything. I mean, Mason Taylor's fine, but he's not like, some burgeoning superstar. Josh Reynolds was hurt, so it's like, was it Ty John? It's just like a cavalcade of like really crappy receivers. Like I don't know what they expected him to do. And Fields is on the roster next year. Like I think it's a big dead cap hit if they cut him. It's not like he was on a 1-year deal. I think they're stuck with him next year too. I mean, obviously NFL contracts are all kind of illusory. Like you can like get out of anything, I feel like, but my understanding was like, I don't get it. We know what Tyrod is. That's what I'm saying, Greg. You know what Tyrod Taylor is. He's not very good either. Yeah, I'm with you, Lay the House. I don't think Fields was the issue. The team is just ass. Yes. I think that's the problem. I think there was like no talent on that team. So yeah, I don't think Fields is great, but I mean, we've seen Fields like work in the right system, and I just don't think that was the right system at all. Yeah, and Woody Johnson is yeah. Well, Lol Jets is eternal, truly. So Josta takes Ken Walker at pick 29. So, interesting stuff here. Let's see what Crutches does. I'm curious. To what his move is here. So he takes Kelsey. All right. Well, running back or wide receiver has like really dried up here. So Pittman goes. Let's see what Pat Moore does. I think there's enough running back value to where I might try to just grab a receiver here. I think there's a bunch. Now, obviously, we could have 4 running backs go between these 3 players. So it could dry up, but I think even if 4 running backs go, there should be somebody. Aaron Jones was one of them. I think even so, we can make it work. So let's just go to Metcalf. There's a reasonable chance he just sees like all of the Rudolph target volume. So we'll grab a DK Metcalf share and see what we can see. Now, I did take Chase Brown at pick 25, and I passed on him at 33. But again, I think it might be kind of a flat tier, and we should be able to get somebody at 40. And again, Hawkberg and Jewish McCaffrey can still take more running backs if they want. We'll see what Nez does here. Flyfish 208. Hey, good morning to you. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out. Yeah, Fields is obviously super limited, but the roster is total trash, and he certainly gives you a better chance to win than Tyrod. Yeah, and he's more fun to watch. Like, I don't know. I like watching Justin Fields. It's like you never know you just don't know what you're going to get. It's usually not good, but it's at least exciting. So Nez takes Jaylen Warren. Not afraid of the injury stuff there. We'll get our first true practice reports tomorrow. Again, he came out and said he could have gone back in the game. Nez takes Chase Brown. Jewish McCaffrey takes Breece Hall. My preference would be Genty. If Genty goes, do I want Swift? Do I want Swift or Wilson? Genty goes. A little bit of a tough choice for me. Emmanuel Wilson or DeAndre Swift. Or even like Alvin Kamara is kind of intriguing. I'm going to take Jackson Dart. I'm going to take Dart and hope we get something coming back to us at running back. That could be bad. Worst case scenario is we could even just go double receiver. I don't know. I'd like the Jackson Dart stuff. I feel like 40 is a pretty nice value for him. Obviously, Brissett would have been an option with McBride, but Dart against the Lions, they should be pushed pretty hard there. And I think they're expecting Dart to start moving through the concussion protocol this week. Was my last reading. Chris says, two of my highest owned BBM RBs, Tootin and Jaylen Warren, both look good and tweak their respective ankles. Ugh. Yeah, that is a brutal run out there. They both were looking good. Yeah, the Tootin stuff was we were finally getting what we all dreamt of. And then we kind of got a little bit of a rug pull there. Pat Moore takes Swift, and Emmanuel Wilson and Jacobs go back to back. So we see Crutches on the Jacobs side of the fence there. Kamara at 47. I've warmed up to the Kamara stuff a little bit. I thought there was a chance he might come back around. His volume has ticked up from a pretty low ebb, has come back a little bit. So don't mind that. All right, let's see. I'm just thinking what I want to do. Once Buster's Boys picks, everyone there has everyone actually will have two running backs once Buster's Boys goes. So if there's a running back I want, I don't have to take them with my next pick. So I'm going to start looking at what's out there. So he takes Gainwell. Gainwell is very intriguing to me. So I could take Sharps. I kind of like Tracy a little bit. Tracy Dart's kind of fun. I know Dart doesn't check down that much, but it does seem like they've made a little bit more of an effort to they had 4 receptions last game. Jameis doesn't check down either. So I assume didn't watch every snap. I assume those were more designed. Tracy is losing the goal line work, so that's not like the greatest. But so we're gonna need one more receiver. Worthy, Michael Wilson, Dobbs. I'll buy the Worthy stuff. I'll buy the Worthy. I mean, Michael Wilson, if MHJ misses, is pretty intriguing. But I think this is kind of fun. I could see them. They did try to get Worthy a deep ball early on, and it just like Mahomes missed him. So this team will end up being Dart, Tracy, DK Metcalf, Xavier Worthy, and Trey McBride, along with Tracy and Etienne at running back. Yeah, I like this team. I think this team makes a certain amount of sense here. All right, let's see. Nicholas Joseph says, may not be the spiciest name, but DeMarcado is not going to play against the Jags. Bam night. Oh, man. I don't know if it's Michael Carter's stat. There's a few moving parts there, right? Like Michael Carter's health, and it doesn't sound like Trey Benson is nearing a return, but I know they've been threatening that he's going to come back at some point. So, I mean, I'd want to make sure that Benson was not back. Yeah, Good says might be Trey Benson season. Yeah, I mean the much ballyhooed Trey Benson revival could be happening. Yeah, I don't know, but Nicholas, I mean your point is a good one. Like that's why you draft early in the week, to take those punts, right? In worst case scenario is your team loses. Like 99% of these teams are going to lose. So what's another? But the upside of getting a low-owned player that could be like a smash, or getting a guy before they get steamed up, is definitely worth looking at. I just don't know how much Bam Knight rises even if DeMarcado's out. People are just like not excited to click Bam Knight. Like maybe he goes up into the 5th round. But yeah, definitely another name to keep an eye on here. All right, I'm gonna review everyone's team, and then I'm gonna hop here. So we got Nez going Bowers, AJ Brown, Jalen Warren, Chase Brown, and then Jordan Love and Christian Watson. So we've seen a couple people on this turn end with Love and Watson. Makes sense there. Jewish McCaffrey, Javonte Williams, Lamar Jackson, Rome Odunze, Breece Hall, Michael Wilson, and Mark Andrews. Team makes sense there. Gets a little Lamar Andrews stack. Don't mind that at all. Pat Moore, Lamb, Jefferson, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, and then know your audience. Sam Darnold, AJ Barner. You'll love to see it. And I finally got a non-AJ Barner team. But yeah, Darnold, Barner to end. Lamb, Jefferson, Jones, Swift. Yeah, this is a nice team here. Pat Moore, Mr. Dubs. Let's see. Saquon Hurts. So he goes Saquon Hurts. Don't see this too often, but definitely we've seen Dallas games shoot out, so it could just be a lot of touchdowns between those two. Pittman, Emmanuel Wilson, Juwan Johnson, and BTJ. Makes a lot of sense there. I like BTJ there at pick 66. Crutches, what does he do? Henry, Pickens, Kelsey, Jacobs, and then MHJ Brissett. So he did end up with the pairing here with the MHJ Brissett. Makes sense. And his parents, even fighting through distraction, he was able to craft a coherent team and build a stack in the 5th and 6th round. I mean, my God. So everything working out for Crutches there. Let's see what Josta did. Amon-Ra, Judkins, Ken Walker, Goff, Wandale, and Theo Johnson. So a couple of giants opposite Goff and Amon-Ra. I mean, what more could you want? You got 4 players in a game that could actually be a ton of fun. All right, Buster's boys. He went JSN, Drake May at pick 21, and then Flowers, Monty, Gainwell, and Pitts. Again, Gainwell I'm kind of into. I've taken him a couple times. Players aren't always the most accurate. If Jalen Warren actually missed, Gainwell is a 3rd round pick. So don't mind the Gainwell stuff. Again, worst case scenario is this team kind of is dead, or maybe Gainwell gets a little bit of a roll. But I don't mind taking the shot there. Goods, Bijan, Olave, Higgins, and then Goddard, Dak, and Sharp. So goes unstacked Dak, but has a bring back with Goddard there. Like the crew here. And yeah, fun stuff. Appreciate all of you drafting. Nicholas says, catch you later in the week, Chad. Get yourself a few whiskey shots and the fever will be gone. Feel better. Hey, appreciate you, Nicholas. Appreciate you so much. Good says, no gifts allowed, Crutches. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you have to report any gifts over $25 to HR. So please make sure to do that. So DM Numi if you're getting any gifts. Thank you. So gentle reminder. But everyone, thank you so much. Appreciate y'all putting up with me being slightly off my game. Hopefully tomorrow doing better. But had a ton of fun drafting with all of you. Take care. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.